get started. Oh my goodness, we have another amazing artist. This is a new artist from a new band from Finland, and they are absolutely amazing. Lotta, thank you so much for being with us here on La Dosis for this awesome podcast to talk about Luna Kills.
Thank you for inviting me here. It's nice to talk to you today.
Awesome. I know that the time difference must be crazy, especially because you're in Finland and we're on this coast. So we're really, really appreciative. The videos for your new singles, Love You and Hallucinate, are on our website, ladosisradio.com. And yeah, we're super excited to have you. You guys are fresh, you guys are outstanding, and we can't thank you enough for doing this interview with us today. What was your most recent show? What was the last show that you just did for Luna Kills?
We were at this Finnish festival called John Smith Rock Festival last Thursday. So that's the latest show we did, and it was actually the first time we have ever played a main stage on a festival.
Oh,
So it was cool for us.
super cool. So was it awesome? How long was the set?
It was 45 minutes, so pretty standard, and it was awesome. We had pyrotechnics and everything, so that was awesome experience for us.
Super cool. Very, very cool. Getting ready for the bigger festivals. Let's go. Let's
Yeah,
start headlining
yeah.
some more. Awesome. Lola, we like to start off our podcast just getting to know you so that, as a person, not just as the awesome singer that you are. What was the first ever song or artist, musical moment that when you were a child that you remember you were like, oh my God, I really like that song? Any song could be like happy birthday, anything at all that you were like, oh my God, I really like music.
I think the earliest memory, we have this girl pop group in Finland called Gimmel, or we used to have them when I was younger. So I was a big fan of theirs when I was like really small. But I think my father used to listen to like all types of music. He had this big like mixtape cassette, and later on he had like MP3 player, which had everything. And we used to listen to all kinds of music when we were going on road trips or something like that. And I think I don't remember the specific song, but it was something from Moby. I think that I remember very vividly, like vibing. And Jean-Michel Jarre is French. He does like you know computer music, computer style music. So he was one that I really remember. But between Jean-Michel Jarre, Gimmel, and Moby, there's something that really sparked my interest in music.
Really cool. That's a good combination. I always think like the more genres that you can get exposed to and the more different types of music that you can get exposed to, even if you don't like it, it's all like brain food to be like, huh, right? You never know when you're going to use something from something else. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, did you ever play any instruments or were you only singing? Did you ever try to?
Yeah, I started playing violin when I was, I think, 9 years old, and I played it for a good while. I'm really sad that I actually dropped from the lessons, violin lessons, because when I was like in seventh grade, I was 13 or 14 years old. It wasn't that cool to play violin, so that's something I feel grief about every now and then. But yeah, violin, and then I played piano and a little bit guitar. So I've always played multiple instruments, not that well as I'm singing, but I need something to make the songs and write music, that sort of stuff. So it's good to have some kind of basic knowledge from different instruments, I think.
Have you thought about starting to do violin again to be like, wait a minute, check this out, guys. Look what I got.
I have been dreaming about it, but at the moment I don't have a violin. So, I should probably go and loan violin from somewhere, but I have been dreaming about playing a little bit, but I'm scared that I'll end up like playing one time and then I have violin again laying somewhere in the corner of my apartment. But you never know, maybe.
You never know. Very, very cool. Is Luna Kills your first band, or were you in other bands before Luna Kills came about?
Yeah, Luna Kills is my first band. We had a different band before Luna Kills with Samuli, who is our composer and guitar player, because we're cousins and we have known each other for a really, really long time. So we had a different band than Luna Kills, but it became Luna Kills when the time went on. Yeah.
And when did you and Sam start like messing around with music to be like, huh, there might be something here?
I think first time we did anything together was in 2015, so like not that long ago, well, 10 years, but not that long ago. I think so. Yeah, yeah, that was the first time we actually got around and made something together. And from that point onwards, we started writing music together and making songs and playing shows. Yeah.
Cool. Before we get into Deathmatch, I had a couple of questions about some of the earlier material that you guys did. How was the recording process for Here for the Drama?
Well, Here with the Drama is the era that we actually made music similarly than now, but obviously we weren't that experienced in writing full-fledged demos and those sort of things. So it was more experimental, and also at the time we were writing Here for the Drama, we were really looking for our sound and the direction where we wanted to take our music. We wrote a couple of songs with Here for the Drama, and they were all a little bit different from each other. So that was definitely a more experimental phase, which is fun thing to say because I think Deathmatch is also a really experimental record. But I think when we wrote Here for the Drama, we were a little bit unsure where we wanted to go with our music back then. But it was very similar process than these days, that we write music at home and do the demos at home, and then we go with Tuomas Koko in studio and record all the instruments and basic standard thing.
Very cool. Cool. Is there somebody in particular that the song Good Guy is about?
No, it's not anyone particular. I think I was just really fed up with the world and how people tend to present themselves more holy than they really actually are, or just cloud farm and present themselves in a different light that they actually are. So not anyone in particular. It was about all the people that I disliked. I think.
Fair enough. It was like, oh, a bunch of liars. Come on, be who you are.
Yeah.
This past April, you released your debut album, Deathmatch. Amazing, amazing record on Sharp Tone Records. The recording, so I was reading that the recording of the album was conducted in like 3 or 4 sessions in between touring and everything. How does that go? Like, do you, because you are in like love to tour, you love to play shows. Do you try to dedicate time where you're like, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and start, this is songwriting day. How does that work when you're always on, playing shows?
Yeah, for us, we really need to have that dedicated time to write music and at the time to tour. Even though if we are doing it in between like shows or something like that, we are still trying to have that dedicated time because inspiration doesn't come right away, and it sometimes it needs a couple days to start writing something that actually sounds like music, if you know what I mean. But we try to have that sort of time to really focus on the songs and focus on the music and be together so we can have something cohesive going on with all of our brains. So yeah, sometimes it's a little bit difficult to have that sort of schedule, especially with Deathmatch. We had a lot of challenges with making timetable for ourselves, when to write music and when to go to studio, and when we were having shows here and there all throughout the year. So that was definitely challenging for us, but that was also a process where we learned a lot about ourselves and when is the best time to write music and when the time is probably not right to try to write music,
Go about recording when you're in between tour? Do you guys do you have a studio that's nearby where you guys do everything, or do you go on the road?
Well, usually, and for the time when we were writing and recording Deathmatch, we were mostly touring inside Finland, so that was easier. We have a studio. The studio space is near where we all live, so that's not a stretch if we are at home. And even if we are touring inside Finland, Finland isn't that big of a country, so it's not that difficult to schedule time to go to studio and everything like that.
Okay.
So we just had dates booked with the studio and with Tuomas, and then we would plan the shows, or actually we would plan the studio to be on those sort of days that we didn't have shows. More like.
Can you tell us about the song "Love You"? That song is amazing.
Yeah, that was actually the first ones we wrote for the album, and that was a fun one. I think Samuli did the instrumentals in one sitting. He was inspired by, I don't remember the anime soundtrack that he was inspired by, but he had heard something fun and he just wrote the bones of the song. And I actually, I had my friend told me about a feedback that I have gotten from some random people that they really wanted us to do more like spirit box music, what they're doing. And I was so angry because for me, it's always frustrating when women get compared to each other if they are in the same genre, because we do totally different kind of music. So I was really frustrated and angry about the feedback because I felt like they were not getting what we are trying and wanting to do with our music. So I just started recording and screaming everything that came into my mind over the track, and that is how "Love You" became.
Cool.
So that's actually the story of all of our songs. We probably do and make our songs in most frustrated states of mind we can ever imagine to be. So yeah,
Was
story
that
of
the
our.
same for "Hallucinate" as well, or was the "Hallucinate"
Well,
a little bit different?
no. Actually, Hallucinate was one of the fun processes because Hallucinate was one of the last songs we were writing for the album, and we just were short of a couple of songs, and we had really like fun times making that song, and it was a little bit different than the rest of the songs that we had recorded. So that was really fun for us because it felt like we could do something fun for us and just jam it out and do something a little bit different. So Hallucinate was actually not that frustrating to write, or we didn't have anything negative in our head spaces when we were writing it.
Sounds like you have to get that like psychology scenario where it's like, okay, are we good? Let's go write gems now, right?
It's
Yeah.
either or. Either you're like really frustrated and angry, or then you are like really relaxed and happy and just wanting to take on the day. It's either or.
I love Waves. It's got like a lot of different genres within that one track. It opens up like with a breakbeat like scenario, and then it goes right into metal, which is like creating your new genre, which is awesome. How did you guys go about writing that track? Because that seems like there was a little bit more like, wait a minute, what are we doing here? It came out awesome.
It's always fun because personally, I and I think the rest of the band, we don't really hear the track being like that different, or having like different sort of components. It was just a fun piece of music that we wrote, and I think the thing when we were starting to write the song was that just wanted something different, maybe some different moods that we had written beforehand of the song. So we just I think it became from the drum and bass type of beat, and then we had like fun times figuring out how what sort of like chorus would fit into it, and what sort of like bridge section we would have there. So it was just playing around with the song, and once the themes started to be there, and I usually, when we're writing music, I usually see the songs as colors because the sounds like remind me of colors. Once it started to have the tonality and the colors in my mind, I started figuring out the lyrics and what sort of emotion it was conveying for me. And yeah, but it's fun because usually I don't hear the different genres or parts of the songs. I just hear them like this one piece, and what goes together for me is just the whole song.
Oh, yeah. So okay, so then what color is "Love You" for you when you think of your songs in a color scheme?
It's definitely like pink and a little bit yellow, but yeah, pink and
Okay.
yellow. Yeah.
What about "Hallucinate"?
Hallucinate is orange through and through.
That's a hardcore orange for sure. Orange.
Yeah.
Well, what color for "Waves"? Is that like purpley?
No, that's like teal, blue,
Okay.
cyan blue. Yeah.
All right. And what about probably I don't know, maybe my favorite song on this record, "Fever Dream." What
Fever
color is
Dream is
that?
really deep blue, really deep blue. Yeah.
Okay. I saw that you were a huge fan of a lot of different genres of music, that you love jazz singers. Ella and Frank and Muse and Lana Del Rey and all of like Fever Dream, me listening to it over and over again, it again reflects like a really cool like influence of like all these different genres in that track. How'd you guys go about writing that? Was that a good day or like a arg day?
Writing Fever Dream was a long period of bad days.
Oh
Let me
no.
no, it was originally it was really different song. It had rough guitars and riffs, and it had electronics and everything. It was really, really different from what it became at the end of the day. And when I was first writing lyrics and melodies for Fever Dream, it was super personal for me, and the text was something that was really the driving force behind the song. So it was really hard to try to fit all of the parts for the song. So at the end of the day, we decided that it was going to be just really a vocal focused track. I love to do choirs. I love to do all those sort of dreamy backing vocals. So I got to do everything on that one track. And it really drives the mood home, I think, because it's about descending into that like really numb stage when if you're like depressed or having those sort of like mental health sort of struggles. It's about the really blue feeling you have when you feel like you are in a dream, or like fever dream, like the song says. So I think focusing just building up those big vocals, and then the climax at the end of the song where there's these huge guitars and the banging drums, it just drives the story home about of the song, of the lyrics in a great way. And I'm really happy that we managed to do that song at the end of the day, because I think we wrote that song for like 2 years or something, and it was
Wow.
just not clicking. And then just when we were about to go to the first studio session, we made the decision that we are just going to strip everything down, and I'm just gonna take the summer and write the melody parts and all the backing vocals, and then we are going to tackle that in the studio on the fall. And it became really good song, and it really represents the mood we wanted to have in it.
Guys play that live? And if so, is it like an opener when when you're doing an epic like, hey, here we go? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's actually in the last half of our set. It's the song that kicks off the like if I would in movie terms say third act of the show. So it really a little bit calms down. We have most of our songs are like really energetic and upbeat, so it really calms the mood down and lets the audience take a little bit of a breather in between the songs. And it's really nice song to play live, just to see the audience reactions, because it has really been like a show-stopping moment, and people really enjoy listening to that song live. So it's really nice to have it on our set list, and it's really nice to see people appreciating that sort of song from a band like us.
Very cool. So you've done a ton of shows. Out of all of the live shows that you can think of that you've done so far, is there one that you're like, oh my God, that one? Is there one show in particular that you would say like, wow, this was insane for whatever reason? It could be good, bad, or but basically that one show where you're like, wow, that show.
Well, I have to say, it was actually we were supporting Northlane for a couple of their European shows last June, and I have to say, Colchester Arts Centre in the UK, in Colchester, I really loved the show because of the venue. It was an old church. It was amazing. It was really beautiful from the inside. It had those stained glass windows and everything. It was really surreal to play a metal show in a church. So
Wow.
I have to say that that's one of the reasons that really sticks out to me. And it was an like really epic experience.
Sounds like it. That's awesome. If you could choose one band right now that said, let's go on tour, what would be the one band right now? Like if they said, or if you could choose anybody, you're like, let's go. What, you're available? Let's do it.
One band. This is really hard because I could
There's
choose
a
many.
lot.
But I have to say Dom Broco from the UK because I'm a longtime fan. I love their energy and I really love their music, and it has been a long time dream of mine to go on tour with that band. So that's still true today.
Very cool. And it might change tomorrow. That's okay. You're an avid gamer, hence the title Deathmatch. What are your favorite games that you're playing right now? Are you playing any games? Is there something that you're like, oh my God, you got to play this?
Well, I just finished Death Stranding 2. It came out like a couple of weeks back, and I really love the game. I love the first one as well, and I think Hideo Kojima is making really, really good games at the moment, and games that other people aren't making. So I appreciate him a lot. And well, my all-time favorite game is The Last of Us 2, so I have to shout out that one as well. But yeah, now I'm playing. Now I'm actually not playing anything. I think I played The Sims 4 like yesterday. But I just finished Death Stranding 2, so I'm really looking forward. All the game drops later this year. There's Dying Like the Beast is coming up, and Silent Hill F is coming, and everything. So I'm really just looking forward to new games at the moment.
Cool. Since you're a big Last of Us fan, what'd you think of the TV series on HBO?
The first season was amazing. I really loved it. The second season was okay. I think they took down like instrumental things from the plot, and they a little bit they made decisions that I wasn't completely a fan of. They also made decisions different from the original game that I was a fan of, but I just wish that they would have been like more brave with the storytelling, because that's the one thing that I love about The Last of Us 2 is the story, because it's so rough and relatable and like very human. So I was just hoping that they would have gone that way. But I
Okay.
still like the second season a lot.
Hopefully they'll make up for it in season three where you'll be like,
Yeah.
finally, good job, guys. We hope
Yeah.
so. With all of the places that you're going to be at, you're going to obviously, tour the entire world. Is there a certain place that you're like, oh, I can't wait to play at blank, where you've been thinking about that you've been like, oh, wow, finally, when we get to go play here?
Well, we haven't actually booked anything in Japan, but Japan, like anywhere in Japan. That's something that I really want to do. I want to play a show in Japan, anywhere, anywhere there. So yeah.
Okay. If someone was traveling to Finland for the very, very first time, what is like the oh my God food that you would say you have to try this?
Whoa, Finnish food. Well, I would say the salmon soup. It's like the creamy salmon soup in Finland. That's something that everybody's going to like, and it's really, really good. So that's something that I would recommend.
Okay. While you've been traveling on tour, has just food questions. Has there been a food where you're like, oh, I can't wait to go play here again because I want to eat this because it was so yummy?
Well, this is probably a really boring answer, but in Germany, they had these amazing, cheese and ham croissants.
Okay.
I have to say that I haven't tried other countries' croissants, but it was so much better than in Finland because the cheese was actually, it tasted like something. So I have been dreaming about those.
Nice. All right. All right. So we got to get you to Germany as well. Get you on
Yeah.
the Wacken stage. Um, your five favorite movies? If you had to say, okay, right now, if I had to pick my five favorite movies of all time, what would they be in any order?
This is so easy because I just yesterday posted my letterbox 4, and I have fourth and fifth in the shared place. So my all-time favorite movie at the moment is Parasite by Bong Joon-ho, because it's just amazing film. It's so funny, and then it quickly goes to horror like instantly. It's such a good movie. The next one is Old Boy, because I did not see it coming. I did not see any of it coming, and I think it's just a weird and good film, and something that you should definitely not watch on a first date or with your parents.
Great advice.
Yeah, and Brokeback Mountain is one of my favorite. I really love romance movies, and that is just something that gets my insides in a knot. It's such beautiful and sad and just beautiful movie, and the soundtrack is amazing in it as well. And then in shared fourth place, we have Everything Everywhere All at Once, because I think it's the first time that movie editing and film really represented what ADHD feels like. So I really I really like that aspect of the movie, and I felt really seen when I was first time watching the movie, and the story is really beautiful as well. And then Lobster by Yorgos Lanthimos, because the humor is just for me. Like, it's a really weird movie, and I really loved it, and I think everyone should watch it.
All
But
right,
yeah,
very cool. That's a very strong top five. Very, very strong. You're obviously a movie buff with those five. That's very cool.
yeah, yeah.
What are you listening to these days? What do you like? What were you listening to today or yesterday, music wise? Doesn't matter what genre, whatever it is. What are you listening to when you're just listening to music?
Well, recently I've been listening Woodkid's album for Death Stranding 2, obviously because I played the game and he did amazing soundtrack for it. So that has been on heavy rotation for the past couple of weeks now. And then I've listened like almost 1 year on repeat Loath's I Let It In and It Took Everything album, because it's so beautiful. And they released the new single just like couple of months back, and I'm really looking forward for their next album and next single, because it has been such a long time that they released music. So those two have been on repeat for me.
Have you ever been to Costa Rica? And are you interested in us figuring out how to get you down to Costa Rica to play?
No, I have never been in Costa Rica, and I have never been in anywhere, North America or South America or anywhere in that direction. So I would be really looking forward to come in Latin America, for example, doing a tour maybe.
Awesome.
But
That's amazing.
yeah, it remains to be seen when that is going to happen. But if someone books us there, we're going to come.
Oh, it's going to happen. There's no question about it. Lotta, seriously, thank you so much for your time today. We sincerely, sincerely appreciate it. This first album of yours is amazing. You've got just an awesome, awesome album for your debut album. It's spectacular. We're looking forward to new music from you. The videos for Love You and Hallucinate are on our website at ladosisradio.com, and they're in rotation. Lotta, thank you so much for your time today, and we can't wait to listen to more Luna Kills and hopefully play a role in getting you guys to come down to Costa Rica.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure to be here.
Awesome. Thank you.
Dosis.